It was Christmas Eve, 2002. The city of Modesto, California, was alive with last-minute shoppers, warm lights glowing from homes, and the quiet anticipation of the holiday. But on a quiet suburban street, something was terribly wrong. A young, vibrant woman, just weeks away from giving birth, vanished without a trace. Her name was Laci Peterson, and her story would haunt the nation for decades. Laci was 27 years old, by all accounts, full of life. She had a bright smile, a warm laugh, and was deeply excited to become a mother. She and her husband, Scott, lived in a cozy home on Covina Avenue, preparing to welcome their baby boy, whom they had already named Connor. On the morning of December 24th, Laci planned to take their golden retriever, Mackenzie, for a walk, bake cookies for a family Christmas gathering, and get last-minute errands done. But as the day wore on, no one heard from her. And that's when the nightmare began. Scott said he left early that morning to go fishing at the Berkeley Marina, 90 miles away. Around 10:15 a.m., neighbors found Mackenzie wandering alone near the Petersons' home, leash still attached. There was no sign of Laci. When Scott returned home that afternoon, he found the house undisturbed, but Laci was gone. He called Laci's mother around 5:15 p.m. together. They contacted police, and by nightfall, search efforts began. Scott initially appeared cooperative, but soon investigators and the public began to question his story. Why go fishing on Christmas Eve with your wife 8 months pregnant? And why did he seem so calm? Then came the shocking revelation. Scott had been having an affair with a woman named Amber Fry. Even more disturbing, Scott had told Amber, before Laci disappeared, that he was a widower. This, more than anything, shattered public trust in him. For months, thousands of volunteers scoured fields, waterways, and back roads. Helicopters buzzed overhead. Candlelight vigils were held in Laci's honor. Across America, her face appeared on news broadcasts and missing persons posters. The nation held its breath, hoping for a miracle. But hope would turn to heartbreak. On April 13, 2003, a couple walking near the San Francisco Bay discovered the remains of a small, unborn baby. The next day, not far from the first location, a badly decomposed torso of an adult female surfaced. DNA confirmed what everyone had feared. Laci and baby Connor had been found. The location, just where Scott had said he went fishing that Christmas Eve. Scott was arrested days later. He was found near San Diego, his hair bleached blonde, car packed with camping gear, multiple cell phones, and over $10,000 in cash. To many, it looked like he was preparing to flee. He was charged with 2 counts of murder, first degree for Laci, second degree for Connor. The trial began in 2004, and the nation was riveted. Prosecutors argued Scott wanted freedom from married life and fatherhood. Amber Fry took the stand, sharing recorded phone calls that exposed Scott's lies. The defense pushed back. They said the case was built on circumstantial evidence. No murder weapon, no cause of death. No eyewitness. They suggested another person could have killed Laci and placed her body in the bay. But the jury saw things differently. On November 12, 2004, Scott Peterson was found guilty on both counts. The jury recommended the death penalty. When the verdict was read, Laci's family wept. Justice, they believed, had finally been served. Scott was sent to San Quentin State Prison. Over the years, Scott's legal team filed numerous appeals. In 2020, the California Supreme Court overturned his death sentence, citing problems with jury selection. In 2021, his sentence was formally reduced to life in prison without parole. To this day, supporters and critics debate his guilt. Some argue the media frenzy tainted the case. Others believe the evidence, circumstantial or not, tells the truth. Laci Peterson's story is one of loss, betrayal, and heartbreak, but it is also a reminder of a community's strength. The search for Laci united strangers, and her memory continues to inspire advocacy for missing persons and victims of domestic violence. Each year, friends and family gather to honor Laci and Connor. Lives full of promise, stolen far too soon. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Crimes Unmasked. If the story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, behind every headline is a human life. Stay safe.